Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be showing you how I grew this account from $45 to $1,500. So we'll get into it. So on the left side we see that there's a best drop at that point, and on the 15 minutes chart we see that price created a pattern, and that is a rising wedge at that point. So we know that when we see a rising wedge, we know that price is going down. So we'll look for other confluences that validate our bias. So let's analyze this trade and see what next. So I'll do that so that you can clearly see what I see. So I see that, and then there are other confluences this side, like that best drop, which will affect price and try to push price down. So this, I think we'll be going in for sells in this trade. So I'll keep analyzing to look for more confluences. So for now, one thing that would affect price at this point are those two pin bars on the left side. So that might affect price and push it up a bit before it decides to continue. So what we'll do is wait for price to break that point and close below that point, then we'll be able to enter from there. So I'll wait before I enter this trade. I'll need price to at least close below that point. If price doesn't close below that point, then this will be an invalid trade for me. So I'll keep waiting while I analyze and see what happens next. So another thing is that VIX 50 is on a downtrend. So while we're on downtrends, we know that it is better for us to look for sells. So that's why I'm considering a sell at this point. So we also see that price created a fake out and came back in the trade. So that shows us that price will be going down. So because that fake out went back into the trade and created that pattern, so we'll keep waiting. I'll keep waiting and holding and see what happens next. At this point, we know that we're going in for sells. So it's good to be patient at this point, because at times when you rush, that's how you blow accounts. So be patient until you actually confirm your bias, then you can enter, because you might be right but still enter early, and then the consequences of entering early, you blow the account. So at this point we saw the price closed below our point, the point I was talking about. So I'll enter sells, and I'm using at this point I think I'll enter, I'll just get the margin at least to 6. So let me use 8, lot size of 8 here, because on VIX 50 index the minimum is 4, and if I'm to take it up to 6, meaning I'll have very many 4s. So I've decided to add 8s to minimize the number of 4s I'll be having. So so after we've placed our trade, we'll wait for price to do what it does. Let's get it at least to 6, like I said. So I think at that point I'll let the trade play out and see what happens next. So just after some minutes, we see that price has moved our direction, and I think I think price will keep going our direction and reach at the bottom tip of the arrow. So let's wait for it to keep moving. So at this point we see that we're at $100 profit, and we'll keep holding it up to our take profit before we get out the trade. As soon as it reaches our take profit, we'll be out of this trade and maybe look for another trade. So let me put my shadow zone there to show you where our TP is. So that will be our TP area, and we'll wait for price to reach that place before we actually close and look for another trade. So this on the 15 minutes chart, this could take hours for it to reach there, or even a day, but I'm anticipating that this could take hours because price is really selling fast. So at this point we see the price reach down, so I think we at the point of closing now. We can close this trade and look for another one, but because price at this point might create a wick and try to push back, then anyway, we'll see what happens next. It might decide to go back up or go down at that point. Yeah, but we'll keep holding and see what happens. So price is still trying to go for a pullback before it actually continues its direction. So we'll keep waiting patiently, and as it does its thing, then as soon as it reaches that part, then we'll be closing. As soon as it's actually done with its pullback, we'll close the trade and then look for another one. So this is really taking some time for it to actually create that pullback. So, but we really need to be patient with price because it does its thing, and we can't control the market. So at this point, we see that price created a pullback and it kept continuing. So we see that it's now at the tip. So I think we are ready to close now. Yeah, so I'll close at this point and look for another trade. So on the same VIX 50 index, we see that we notice something here. there's another pattern, actually the same pattern we have just been trading, but this time this is on the 4-hour chart. So I'll show you how it looks like. This is a rising wedge too. I'll place another one up here. This. So when we look at this, we know that price will be continuing down. So we used the 15-minute chart. There was a pattern that showed that price was going down, and now on the 4-hour another pattern has been created showing that price will go down. But before I enter this, like I always say, patience is key. So we'll need to wait for price to do its thing before we actually enter this trade, meaning we'll have to wait for it to create for it to create a pullback or a retest before it continues. And we know that price will create a retest at the next area of confluence, and that at this point we'll say that will be the supply zone. So I'll need to add a shadow zone to show you where it will reach before it goes down. So price will reach that point before it goes down. So it might reach higher up to the tip of the arrow, but I'm anticipating that price will reach that point before it goes down. Yeah. So anyway, price does its thing, so we'll wait for that to happen. So at this point we see that price reach that zone, and we see that price is reversing. So it created that inside bar that we see there. We'll wait for it. So I'll enter this trade only if that next candle creates a wick. If it creates a bullish candle to reach the next point up, then I will not enter this trade. I'll wait for it to create a wick pushing it down, then I'll enter the trade, meaning that the bears are very strong. So let us wait for it. So on the daily time frame, we see that there are a lot of wicks to the downside, meaning the bears are actually strong and have been trying to push price down for some time, but I think they'll finally get a chance to do it here. Yeah. So at this point, like I said, I'll wait for a week, and now we see that price created a wick. So I think it's time for me to enter now. I'll be entering with a $343 account. So at this point I'm using 12.69. So this was calculated based off of how much I'm willing to risk and how much I want. So I'll add 10 of these positions. So 10 of these positions to my TP will get me to $1,500. So that was a calculation I made. So I will place 10 of these positions and wait for what happens next. So for our stop loss, we'll place it just above that point, not there actually, but just above that. So I did this earlier, so it might not be a bit accurate, but you can bear with me. Then for our TP, we'll wait for it to reach that point, the tip of our arrow. Yeah. So we placed our positions. We got our margin to we need to get our margin at least to 7, I think. Yeah, so those are 10 positions from, I think. Yeah. So let's wait for price to do its thing, and we'll come back and check how far price has moved or what has happened. So at this point, on the 15-minute chart, we see that price moved down. Yeah, price moved down, and yeah, we are now at $560. That is a profit of 218. So we'll keep holding. So this could take some days. Like we see the last trade we analyzed was on the 1st of June, and this is the 3rd of June. So this took some days for the trade to reach that point. So we'll keep holding until it gets to the TP, then we'll get out. So we see the price kept moving, and now we're halfway to our trade and almost reaching the TP. And this is actually a day later, because it's 4th July, sorry. So we'll keep holding, and now we're at $1,200. That's a profit of 850 something. So we'll be patient with price and let it reach that shadow zone, and after it reaches that shadow zone, we'll get out of this trade. So now we see the price reach the shadow zone, and now we're at a profit of $1,200, and our account is now at 1,500. So I think it's now time for us to close, because we have reached our goal and we have grown the account from $45 to $1,500. So that's how I was able to grow this small account to $1,500. So for more tips and tricks, kindly reach out to me or follow the links to create an account.